What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is MP with MP Talk Sports, and this is my NFL Week 11 video for the Sunday games. Last Sunday, we had 6 wins and 2 losses, so it was a great Sunday. This Sunday, I do have 6 plays, so I'll just be talking about just those games that I have bets in. Um, but first, let's talk about Thursday night. Thursday night was the Washington Commanders versus the Philadelphia Eagles. The final score was Washington 18 and Philadelphia 26. My bet in this game was the Philadelphia team total over 26.5 points. We just missed this. Had Jake Elliott made those field goals, things would be different. We would have gotten this over. Um, but he didn't make those field goals, so we didn't get the over. Fortunately, that's just how things work sometimes. His first field goal came in the first quarter, and that was a 44-yard attempt, and he missed it. In the second quarter, he missed another field goal at 51 yards. He missed that one. He did make a 21-yard field goal just before the end of the first half, making the score 7-3 Washington going into halftime. So at halftime, it did not look like Philadelphia was going to get anywhere near this team total at all. But obviously, in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, they did get close. In the third quarter, Jake Elliott made a field goal at 31 yards, making the score 10-6 Washington. In the beginning of the fourth quarter, Jalen Hurts got Philly's first touchdown from the 1-yard line, and Elliott's point after was no good. However, that gave Philly the lead, making the score 10-12, and they were able to keep the lead for the rest of the game. In the fourth quarter, Saquon went off here. He had such a good game. He rushed for 146 yards on 26 carries. And he scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. One of those touchdowns came after a Jaden Daniels interception, and Jake Elliott was able to make both of those points after. I figured this was going to be a great ground game for Philly here. As a team, they rushed for a total of 228 yards, where Washington only rushed for 93 yards. So that was a big difference on the ground. For the quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels went 22 for 32, 191 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Jalen Hurts went 18 for 28, 221 yards, and he himself scored a touchdown. So unfortunately, we did miss our bet. We did miss this team total over, which was super disappointing. We just didn't get it. So for the Sunday games, the first game we have is the Los Angeles Rams at the New England Patriots. The line is at 4.5 in favor of the Rams, and the total is at 43. So these offenses are definitely different from each other. The Rams offense ranks 17th overall, 26th in rushing, 8th in passing, and 20th in scoring. And New England's offense is terrible. They rank 32nd overall, 22nd in rushing, 32nd in passing, and 31st in scoring. On the defensive side, the Rams rank 22nd overall, 19th against the rush, 22nd against the pass, and 22nd in scoring, where New England ranks 19th overall, 23rd against the rush, 16th against the pass, and 13th in scoring. If you keep looking at the defensive numbers, though, of rush yards per game, rush yards allowed per game, pass yards allowed per game, and points allowed per game, defensively, these teams are not too different here. Obviously, though, the Rams are a better team offensively. The only thing that New England has against them is that they are just slightly better in the run game. But I was so stuck on this game. I was stuck on this game for a long time. I wanted so bad to be able to get New England plus the points, but I just couldn't do it. The Patriots are just too unpredictable. You know, they had that great that great win over Chicago last week. I just don't see them being consistent at all. So the Rams are on a short week. I know that they want to come back and bounce back against that loss from Miami, but I think that the best way to go here is the under at 43 points. Next game, we have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The line is at 3.5 in favor of Baltimore, and the total is at 43.5 points. Earlier this week, Lamar Jackson was questionable. He was limited in practice on Thursday. It was non-injury related. It seemed like he just needed to rest his knee. But he is playing in this game. And Baltimore's offense overpowers Pittsburgh's offense here. They rank first overall, first in rushing, third in passing, and first in scoring, where Pittsburgh ranks 18th overall, 8th in rushing, 26th in passing, and 12th in scoring. However, Russell Wilson has started for the last 3 games for Pittsburgh, and they won all 3 of them. He had the big win over the Jets, a win over the Giants, and last week he did have that close win against Washington. On the defensive side, Baltimore ranks 27th overall, first against the rush, 32nd against the pass, and 25th in scoring. Pittsburgh ranks 8th overall, 4th against the rush, 19th against the pass, and 22nd in scoring. So Pittsburgh has a tough defense here, but both teams can defend the run, and both teams like to run. Pittsburgh ranks second in rush attempts per game, and Baltimore ranks 3rd in rush attempts per game. So, with that being said, it seems like both teams are going to have to go to the air here, and I think that Lamar Jackson's just better. He's just better at that. So, I went with the Baltimore Ravens minus the points. Next game is the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Detroit Lions. The line is at 13.5 in favor of the Lions, and the total is at 47 points. Jacksonville just struggles offensively. They rank 25th overall, 25th in rushing, 23rd in passing, and 21st in scoring. And the Lions offense ranks 7th overall, 7th in rushing, 14th in passing, and 2nd in scoring. So Trevor Lawrence is going to be out again for this game. He's dealing with that shoulder issue. So that means Mac Jones will be starting again here for Jacksonville. 13.5 seems like it's a big number, but I don't think it's all that crazy. Jacksonville can't defend the run, and Detroit ranks 5th in the league for rush attempts per game, and they have Montgomery and Gibbs, which is a great running back duo. So they're going to be on the ground here in this game. And Jacksonville and Mac Jones won't get a lot done here. I took Detroit Lions minus the points. Next game, we have the Minnesota Vikings versus the Tennessee Titans. The line is at 6 in favor of Minnesota, and the total is at 39.5 points. Big differences here offensively. Minnesota ranks 13th overall, 16th in rushing, 12th in passing, and 10th in scoring. Tennessee ranks 27th overall, 10th in rushing, 31st in passing, and 27th in scoring. On the defensive side, Minnesota ranks 11th overall, 3rd against the rush, 26th against the pass, and 3rd in scoring. Tennessee ranks 1st overall, 13th against the rush, 1st against the pass, and 29th in scoring. So on paper, this defense doesn't look too bad, but Tennessee has lost 4 of their 5 last games, and that one win came over New England, and that game went into overtime. And Will Levis is back in this game. He did miss 3 straight games, but I don't think Will Levis coming back here is going to make a huge difference in this game. Minnesota's offense is moving. Their lowest team total in the last 5 games was 12 points, and that was last week versus the Jaguars. They didn't cover the spread, which was shocking to me. And Sam Darnold threw 3 interceptions. So you just have to chalk that up to the Minnesota having an off game. Um, I think they're going to get past the Tennessee Titans defense here, and I think that they bounce back after that short win over the Jaguars last week. So I picked Minnesota Vikings minus the points. Next game, we have the Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears. The line is at 5.5 in favor of Green Bay, and the total is at 40.5 points. And Green Bay has a decent offense, whereas Chicago, they have been struggling. Green Bay ranks 3rd overall, 3rd in rushing, 7th in passing, and 9th in scoring. Chicago ranks 30th overall, 24th in rushing, 30th in passing, and 24th in scoring. On the defensive side, Green Bay ranks 12th overall, 10th against the rush, 15th against the pass, and 11th in scoring. Chicago ranks 13th overall, 24th against the rush, 7th against the pass, and 7th in scoring. Chicago has just been struggling here. They do have a new offensive coordinator, but I don't think from one week to another that's going to be a huge thing for Chicago. I don't think that matters too much, specifically right now. Green Bay should be putting pressure on Caleb Williams. Their O-line is having such a hard time. I mean, he got sacked 9 times last week against New England. I just don't see much happening here for Chicago. I took Green Bay minus the points. Next game, we have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Buffalo Bills. The line is at 2 in favor of Buffalo, and the total is at 46. I cannot wait to watch this game. This is going to be such a great game. I predict both of these teams are going to be going back and forth with each other. Offensively, Kansas City ranks 10th overall, 21st in rushing, 9th in passing, and 11th in scoring. Buffalo ranks 14th overall, 15th in rushing, 13th in passing, and 3rd in scoring. On the defensive side, Kansas City ranks 4th overall, 3rd against the rush, 14th against the pass, and 5th in scoring. Buffalo ranks 18th overall, 15th against the rush, 18th against the pass, and 9th in scoring. Now for Buffalo, Keon Coleman is still out, Dalton Kincaid is out, and Amari Cooper is questionable. For Kansas City, Isaiah Pacheco will not be playing in this game, and now Harrison Butker is on IR. He just had surgery on his left knee. So Kansas City is eventually going to lose, right? If that field goal last week didn't get blocked, they would have lost that game against Denver. So, I mean, if you look at number-wise, Josh Allen is looking better than Patrick Mahomes. And Josh is at home. So, I think this is going to be the loss for Kansas City here. I took Buffalo Bills minus the points. I hope they get it. I hope they get the win at least if they don't cover. Kansas City is going to fall at some point, and I think it's going to be against Buffalo. So, thanks for watching. I hope everybody has a great football Sunday. I will be doing my recap video early next week, so watch out for that. Please bet responsibly. This is MP with MP Talk Sports.